again, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of our training tapes here in the Long Beach unit. We are going to discuss forms of batter's interference and the things we need to look for when making such determination. There are other forms of interference as it pertains to the batter, which include follow-through interference and backswing interference in the Federation Rule Book. But for now, we are going to focus on batter's interference. I encourage you to visualize this play as if you are working on the field and think about what appropriate mechanics and plate work you will use to be in position to rule on this. Rule 735 is what we will be referencing when we look at these plays shortly. If we are going to call batter's interference, we should be able to fit that in one of these four categories. Item C includes follow-through interference, which is a severe case of interference because of the player's safety implications involved, and therefore has a separate training video for that. Most of our plays dealing with batter's interference are going to deal with steal plays, and I encourage you to see how the batter's actions have an effect on the catcher's footwork as well as the accuracy and timing of the throw. In this first play, the batter clearly steps over home plate, and you will see that the catcher has to throw over the top of him. That right there is sufficient for batter's interference to be called. It is key to understand how the game is played, and catchers are taught to gain ground when throwing runners out on steals. That opportunity is taken away when this batter's swing takes him over home plate. If the batter can cross the catcher's face when his momentum takes him over home plate, there's a good sign that batter's interference needs to be called. In the last situation, the batter is out and the runner is returned back to first base. We are going to see another situation where the batter clearly interferes with the catcher and is correctly called. Most importantly, I want you to see what the count is prior to the pitch. There are 2 strikes on the batter. The batter's actions hinder the catcher's throw as he one-hops the second baseman, and this is a good get. If batter's interference occurs on strike 3, the batter is out, and the runner in which a play is being made on is out. This last angle is a good view of how the catcher is actually hindered, and you can tell he has lost his ability to gain ground. In the last play, we are calling the runner out for interference by the batter since the batter was retired on strike 3. On this next play, we have a batter leaning over home plate, causing the catcher's throw to slightly tail. Such action causes hindrance, but the throw still retires the runner. We still need to acknowledge batter's interference if it happens, as we can disregard it if the initial throw, just like this one, retires the runner. This plate umpire needs to do a better job acknowledging the interference, or at least give the quote-unquote "that's nothing" mechanic if for some reason he deems this not to be interference. In the last play, the initial and direct throw retired the runner, and the batter's interference is ignored by rule. The ball is also alive and in play. Here's another situation where we have 2 strikes on the batter. Let's apply what we've already learned. The batter steps out of the batter's box and hinders the catcher's throw. We can check one of the boxes, and our partner has ruled him safe. This is great mechanics by the plate umpire getting out in front of home plate, first calling the batter out on strikes, and then calling the runner out for the interference by the batter. Base umpires, we need to continue umpiring on these plays and make sure we give a mechanic. This mechanic will trigger whether or not we need to enforce the interference. Good work all around. This next play is a very subtle act by the batter, but constitutes interference based on the fact that it hinders the catcher's throw. It happens very quick, yet the batter does lean over home plate and hinders this catcher's throw. Be advised that this rule is often misunderstood because contact is not required for there to be interference, and a throw is not necessarily required either. If we choose small while staying within the confines of 735 and invoke judgment, this will help us manage games more efficiently and explain this precisely to our coaches. Our last play here will reiterate the idea that contact is not required for interference to be called. This play has what we need for batter's interference: a batter stepping out of the box and over home plate, as well as the batter hindering the catcher's throw. Again, we do not need to have contact for interference to be called. Coach, by rule, we do not need to have contact in order to have interference. Make sure that vernacular is in your tool belt if a coach brings that up. Correctly called by this official. We would like to thank you for tuning into our latest episode. These videos are here to bring everyone together with the goal of improved umpiring. Please visit our website for more information as well as our YouTube channel.